Just turned up to the lake. Basically I'll try and give you a bit of an insight on what I look for and whatnot. It's the first time I've come to this particular lake, first time I'm going to fish it. Last time I actually saw the lake was about 9 months ago when I come down for a look. Quite a bit of weed here and there, bit of a weedy water. Basically where I've picked is I picked myself a peg with the wind just turning around, it's just blowing into me now. There's another couple of chaps on the lake on the other side. There's a bay there, it goes up through a channel and then basically out into another bay up the top there, and there's a couple of points and I'm on a flat bank and I'm the only one on this bank, and the wind's just turning and I've got this pretty much this bank to myself. So if I get back to my peg I'll show you my peg. Well then, here we are in my peg. Got me carp cradle there, my sling, sack and whatnot there, bucket ready to go, some bait hanging in the tree, and because of the marginal weed we've got, I've set my rods up in the water. Got a clear patch down there where people will walk out. I've got my rod set up in the water, ready with my tips up in the air just to help the line come up over the weed. As for spots, wasn't too hard to find spots, to be honest. I've turned up, had a bit of a lead around. Basically I've picked, generally if there's a marker on the horizon, that marker, another marker there, generally have a cast around in that sort of direction. Most people on a lake, this lake's been fished before obviously, people would actually pick a marker on the horizon like that one there, and at a certain distance just try casting about 40 to 60 yards, and 9 times out of 10 you'll find yourself a spot, nice clear spot on the weed. So there's a little tip for you, just go for the obvious markers first, and sort of don't want to be thrashing the water to a foam with a lead or a marker rod. So basically what I've done, I've found a spot on the far bank, found myself something to cast to, basically clipped it up when I found a spot, and basically clipped me spom up, which is there. Measured it all out on the ground, which to be honest there's a spot out there 6.5 times round, 2 bank sticks 12 foot apart, so it's easy to mark out, and then I'll just mark my spot up at the same. And but I've got 12 foot depth, 12 foot out there, so it works out quite nicely actually, because when I put my spom out it's going just beyond the distance where my lead's going to go, so I'm always fishing just on the front edge of my spot. So that's that one there, and I've put out a mixture of sizes, probably about just over 1 kilo, and I'm just going to leave that out just to go stale, as in not baited up again, just fish over that and just see what happens. Like I say, I've never fished here before, so I'll just try a few different things. I've got another spot out towards that marker there, it's 5.5 times round my bank sticks, and obviously my rod's clipped up to that. So it's, to be honest, when I'm out in the water and I'm stood right next to my alarm there, that's where I'm casting from. So obviously don't be walking backwards and forwards, because you'll end up casting in front of your spot or behind your spot if you add another 12 foot, 6 foot, wherever you stand. So you just got to make sure you stand in the same place. I've got another one down the margin, just up, I get in the water, I'll show you that spot in a bit, and I've peppered that with just an handful of baits, just slightly different, cagey approach. So you know, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket, and fish the same on all rods. Like I say, I haven't fished here before, so we'll see what happens. And I will say actually that spot I found on that marker there is quite a nice little tight spot. So it's not too large at all. So it's just a little pocket in the weed, that one is. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I've got the wind just blowing into me. Just in front of me, I've got basically a channel what runs just under my feet at 12 foot deep, and then it comes up and there's a bar what runs down, and then you've got the same sort of thing again, but obviously there's weed dotted everywhere, big weed bed out in that middle part there. But I'm basically tried to find spots without disturbing the peg too much. I know I put a bit of bait out there, but I'm basically going to let that go stale, so it just almost coaxes the fish into the spot. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll see you in a bit then. Hopefully I'll see you with the fish. We'll see what happens. Morning. Right, first session on this new lake. I'm out of Shropshire. That's all I'm telling you. Just had my first bite. Beautiful 27 pound too. Common, as you can see, beautiful dark old fish. How's that? And the monster squid again, fang X up. What can I say? 6 o'clock this morning, just tore off. Open water, had a 12 foot of water in the weed, little hole in the weed. Beautiful fish. Clear water carp, lovely dark colours. Absolutely over the moon, getting a bite. They're spawned out still, but it won't take them long munching on the squid like that. How's that? £27 2 ounce. Out of Shropshire Common. I think that's going to be the topic of this one. It's just going to be called out of Shropshire. So I'll get it back and I'll see you again in a bit with another hopefully. But if not, just over the moon getting the first bite out of the way. See you in a bit. Here's a good little tip for you. If the sun's out and your gear's wet, you know, not only will it get rid of the smell, but it'll get rid of 99% of all the bugs and diseases and stuff, you know, you can carry from one water to the next. So it's always a good idea to dry your gear out properly, especially your landing nets, well, everything really, because you're going to get more life out of your gear for a start, because it's not going to be sat there rotting away with damp, and it's going to protect the waters as well, so keep that in mind. Oh yeah, right, I'm back on the syndicate water, or my new syndicate water. It looks really good, to be fair. I've got the top end of the lake pretty much all to myself. I'm in the very top bay of the lake. I'm still not telling you where it is just yet. But yeah, there's quite a few fish showing down the bottom end, but there's anglers, basically all the pegs are stitched up down there pretty much. There's the odd peg, but I don't feel like squeezing in with the rest of them fighting over fish, so I'd rather come up here. And to be honest, when the smaller fish are away, there's going to be resident fish up here, and hopefully the resident fish are going to be the big chunks. So you never know, I could be sat here with a 40 in me sack one morning, but see what happens, because obviously they've just spawned, so they're going to be a bit down in weight. But yeah, I've seen one blowing anyway. Literally just got set up, got baited up, put out probably about a kilo mixed size monster squid over 2 of the rods. and the other rod over by some weed, a little weed bed up the top corner. I've literally just almost done a little trail. Just maybe if they've been a bit finicky, I might get me a quick bite for the morning. See what happens. But, yeah, it looks good. I'll give you a scan around the lake while we're up here. My chest weight is literally ready to drop straight on for obvious reasons. I'm having to fish my rods right out there because very far the reeds come out. I'm quite looking forward to playing a fish from there, to be honest. So new peg, and new peg to me anyway. So we'll see what happens overnight. Morning guys. Right, no joy last night, all a bit quiet. I've seen a fish with his back out this morning. It's a totally different day. It's quite warm, to be fair. Stood here in my shorts with my legs out. And you can see that plateau now the sun's out. White flowers on top of the weed, that's a shallow area. As you can see, the water's pretty clear. Right, I'm keeping really quiet. Just got some fish turn up in the bay. Focus in. I'll tell you what, it looks good for a bite now. Yeah, I'll look over the other side there. Just drifted in on the surface. Tell you what, my confidence has just shot up from about 20% up to about 99%. Oh, fantastic. Just bring you around the other side of the bush. Basically, I just watched them come around that corner there on that shallow bar. That white bit of stuff is there's a couple of birds just diving there. And I've just watched some carp come around this corner. Oh, I've got one night left. All my rigs are in place. I redid them this morning. There's one that's bow waving, look. You see it? Just bow waving off. Definitely a carp. Yeah, don't turn around, come back. See what happens there. Trap's Carps are set. One's bow waving. It's coming across the water. Tell you what, a few fish have just turned up. Morning. Right, I'm just toying with the idea of packing up. Chucking it down with rain, it has been all night. Considering I had fish crawling around the peg on the surface last night sunbathing and in and out of the bay, and it looked really good for a bite. And massive chill of water. The water's gone up probably about 1.5 inches, 2 inches overnight. It's absolutely chucked it down all night. It's still raining now, as you can hear. So just taking the rough with the smooth, I suppose. And I've got to pack up now. I'm going to go and help out at the Boston show. But, unless I get a bite in the next 10 minutes, I think the second visit to the lake isn't going to be the best session I've done so far this year. So never mind. Take the rough with the smooth, don't you? So I've learnt a bit. I've learnt the peg, got the spots. So always take something good away with you when you do a session. You know, whether it's a fish or learning new spots and bits and pieces. So if I come on the lake again and I find some fish in this area, I'll be able to look back in my book and know exactly where the spots are. So I can cast out minimum disturbance and hopefully catch me some fish next time I'm in here. So you never know. Right then, I'll see you next time now. Good luck with your fishing, guys. Right then, 2 sets of clothes and a wet t-shirt. I'm all packed up. I ain't had nothing this session. I haven't scared the fish off. Proof of the pudding, I've just had a great big common roll just to make me feel a whole lot better as I'm packing up. I'm all packed up. There's still fish in here. I haven't had a bite. I think change of tactic for next time, I think. So yeah, see what happens next time. I've fancy another go in here, to be honest. I think it just took them a little bit too long to come back into the swim. But yeah, take the rough with the smooth, don't we? So better luck next time, I suppose. It's been chucking it down all night. It was boiling hot yesterday. Fish came in. They're still in here. Oh, just one of them, innit? You can't win them all. I'll see you next time. I might even give this peg another go next time and see if I can get a point back, so to speak. I'll see you next time.